Welcome back, everyone. This is Ready or Not
Football Edition. I'm Nate the Great.
I'm Chris Stacks, and man, we had a bad week of football. Just saying.
Yeah, it was not what I expected it to be. I thought it was going to be a lot more intense than what it was.
We hyped everybody up. We had them all excited, and then it was kind of a letdown.
I know. I didn't know which game to not watch.
Yeah, right. Actually, let's start off. We did do some predictions last week. How did those predictions go, Nate?
Not well for me. Showing this page, let's see. There's about 7 games we did picks on. We had Patriots Browns, which you picked Patriots, I picked Browns. Patriots won. Then we had Jags Colts. You picked Colts over Jags. You won. Bengals Saints. I picked Bengals on that one. You picked Saints. Ravens Giants. You actually picked the Giants. I'm very disappointed in the Ravens on that one. They should have won. They could have won, I should say, but they didn't. Then we got Cardinals Seahawks. Seahawks won. Bills Chiefs. Bills won. Said about that one as well. Vikings Dolphins. I abstained from that one, but you picked Vikings because of course I was pretty sure that the Vikings were going to win. But it looks like we might have Tua back this week, so I'm excited to see how we do.
That should be interesting. It wasn't a bad week of selections though. If you guys took my picks and bet on them and made money, 10% royalty is fine. I will accept that 100%. But looking at some of the other games, there was definitely a couple games that stood out. Obviously, the Rams finally remembered how to play a little bit of football. It still wasn't pretty, but a little bit of football.
They remember for like a quarter every game. Yeah. They just can't maintain it.
Yeah, they're like throw the ball to cut. Game plan, throw the ball to cut. Cool. As you said, New England 38 over Cleveland.
That game was close at the beginning, and then
Ramondre literally ran away with it.
Yeah.
But the Jets over Green Bay, I'm sure Christina
I was not expecting that one.
Hella happy.
Yeah.
But 27-10 was not a score that I expected to see this game.
No, Green Bay, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what's going on over there, but
I remember
their act together.
I remember them talking about their quarterback using some psychedelics in the offseason to get relaxed. Well, it seems like he's a little too relaxed right now.
Yeah, he needs to
get him back up. Yeah. You said Indianapolis over Jags, Minnesota over Miami. Oh, yeah, man. Where was it? Oh, Baltimore over New York. Obviously, I call New York, but it's still 24-20 was not a score I expected. And then even the bigger one was Kenny Pittsburgh over Tampa Bay, and Tom Brady losing his mind on the team because they lost to a rookie quarterback 20-18.
Which, I don't know if you guys heard the quote going around. I don't know. Obviously, I don't think it's a real quote. But Brady yelling at his team is like, "I didn't leave my wife and kids to lose to Kenny effing Pickens."
Pickens is his receiver, which is kind of funny actually. But that game I was not expecting. Arizona 9, Seattle 19.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Seattle was going to win, but I didn't think by 10.
Yeah.
And Arizona looked terrible when I saw it. And then obviously the Buffalo-Kansas City game wasn't as good of a game as we had hoped.
I was hoping for a shootout. I was just like balls flying in the air, like
47-42 or something.
Like the Chiefs New England game or Bucs game used to be with Brady versus Mahomes, but
that wasn't that good. But at least we had football. We're now into week 7. Oh my goodness!
Into week 7,
which means we're running out of games.
Yeah, we're already halfway through our season, pretty much, right?
Just under. So we got to have as much fun as possible. That's fair. That's obvious.
Yeah.
Now there was some disheartening events this weekend as far as injuries. Everything else. You lost Wentz, so the Commanders are now down 4 to 6 weeks without Wentz, which he's been playing decent. It's not good, but he's playing decent.
Yeah, I mean he's nothing to write home about, but he's been putting up numbers from.
Yeah. You got Kenny Pickett, who we just talked about. Unfortunately, he's week to week. I believe it was with a concussion, which means Trubisky is now going to be the quarterback again this week. So we'll see what happens with Trubisky starting. He came in and played okay.
Playing against my Dolphins.
True.
So.
Yep. Russell Wilson.
He's rusty.
Russell Wilson from a torn lat to now having a strained hamstring, and they don't want to disclose the severity.
I wonder if it's all the way from lat.
Usually it's cross, actually.
Yeah.
But we'll see, what that means and what that kind of timeline is. Are they going to let him play again, or are they going to finally rest him a little bit?
Who do they have?
I have no idea who their backup is.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Sound guys, could you look that up for us? And then the Panthers started the season and he's down. Then went to who got traded in? Baker Mayfield.
Yeah,
Baker Mayfield went out. So then they went to third string quarterback. Third string's out. So now they're on Jacob Eason.
Yeah.
You've never heard of Jacob Eason. I just saw the notes this morning. Both Sam Darnold and Baker are both out with high ankle sprains.
Mm-hmm.
And then this weekend's quarterback got a concussion. So now we're going to be looking at Jacob Eason coming in.
Is he off the practice squad or something?
No, they'd already brought him up, yeah, because of Baker getting hurt.
Right.
Yep. Tua's back.
Exciting stuff. Let's see. I mean, we're 3-0 with him, 0-3 without him. So
Unofficially back. They haven't actually named it yet, but it looks like he's gonna be back. Bridgewater, unfortunately, might be able to back up, and Skyler is now out with a concussion. So I don't know what's going on with concussions this year. These new helmets suck. Just might.
Did they update it this year again?
The end of last year, they started rolling out the new helmets.
They're not helping.
J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Had a knee injury last year, tore 3 ligaments. Now he's back, but unfortunately they said his knee swelled up and started getting tight. That's never a good sign when you're coming off knee surgery. Somebody that had knee surgery, the whole thing is you want to get as much movement, as much everything without having that happen. Otherwise you have to back off and it's taking weeks away.
Right.
So they said he's week to week, but if that's really the issue, I would estimate probably 3 to 4 weeks to bring down the swelling, rehab again, and then try it again. Which means Kenyon Drake.
Kenyon Drake?
The man who just got traded for again.
Kenyon Drake's been all over the place, but he always has his moments where he pops.
Yep, but we'll see
I
if
miss
it's
him down in
consistent
Miami.
though. We'll see if it's consistent though. Deion Jackson. So this is big for Steiger. Deion Jackson had a great game, but unfortunately went out at the end of the game with a quad injury, which means JTT will be back next week. So hopefully JTT comes back and plays well, doesn't get hurt again.
Mm-hmm.
Marquise Hollywood Brown from the Cardinals. He's out 6 weeks with I believe it's called a Liz Frank injury. It's a foot injury. Now this is the second time that he's been out with that injury. He did the same injury in college. And this is that injury that Dez had, I believe, where you sometimes come back and sometimes re-break it and then have to have it fixed again.
Ooh, okay.
So, and then the last two. So we had Jalen Waddle with a subluxed shoulder.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw that hit. He went down pretty hard on that shoulder. Didn't get up for a minute.
They did say he's going to play through it, but if you've ever subluxed a shoulder, I've subluxed, unfortunately, both shoulders. It's not comfortable just to sit. So I couldn't imagine getting hit with pads by somebody running at full speed when you have a subluxed shoulder.
Monster running at full speed.
True. It's not like you're getting hit by small people.
Yeah.
And then Cameron Brate, head and neck. You know, we hope that he recovers quickly. We hope he's okay, not just to play, but in general, because this is a concussion into a head and neck injury.
Right.
So that's not good. And then Schultz is week to week with, what was his injury? I think it was a leg injury. But that's all the injuries I found for the week. Did you have anything else?
Injuries, no.
Okay.
I think that's all of them.
So, guys, if you have any of those players, it is waiver day. Waiver day, Nate. that means go look at your teams, go see if you need to pick anybody up, go see if you need to rotate anybody out, maybe to the IR. But let's get into the more fun
Sleeper's
part.
already telling me to take my IR players out, but I have other players to go in.
There you go. So let's go into the more fun part of the week. Let's go over the legends from this past week, or do you want to start with the duds? Which one do you want to start with?
Let's go with the duds first.
Let's start with the duds. I like it.
All right. So QBs, we got quite a few duds this week.
I don't know what was going on.
We got. So when we say duds, we just mean someone that underperforms or does like a decent amount below. I'd say 16, below 16.
I mean, in reality, in our league, if your quarterback's doing less than 20, it's hurting you.
Yes, but 15 to 20 is kind of like
15
you
to 20
can get
is
by.
15 to 20 is good enough.
Yeah, but some of these are around that mark. So we got Jalen Hurts.
Energy up. You're going down further and further and further on me. Energy up.
Okay.
I'll cut it.
Yeah, obviously.
3, 2, 1.
All right, so weakest QBs of the week. We got Jalen Hurts at 15.9.
Thanks.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't do much better. Lamar Jackson at 15.1. That's third week in a row that he's giving me 15 points, which is not terrible, but it's not winning me any games, obviously.
That's true.
Then we got Kyler Murray at 15.9. Who had a Kyler Murray? Did you have Murray?
I did not
No, you
have
didn't have Murray. I don't remember who has Murray. Then we got Brady at 12.7, which goes back to what he was saying yelling at his team when he was against the Steelers.
Yep.
Then we got Geno Smith. Geno Smith's been in the top 5 the last few weeks. didn't show up this week.
Which guess who had Geno Smith?
11 points, so you had Geno Smith, which I was happy about, but didn't really matter to me.
Brady was on Steiger, and Kyler was on Belichick yourself on Justine's team.
Yep, and that could have cost her the game. It was actually down 6.
Absolutely.
So then we got wide receivers. Wide receivers, anyone under 10 we're putting on this list.
Yeah.
So we got DK Metcalf, 4.4.
Which explains Geno.
Yeah. So we got Drake London, 5.5.
Which obviously Drake London is not somebody we're highly leaning on, but at the same time, he's probably a good flex, is what you're expecting.
You should be getting at least 10.
But 5 points from your flex is not good in this league.
Then you got Mike Evans, 6.2.
Yeah, this one hurts some people. I got a feeling across every platform, but even in our league. Keep going.
Yep. Then we got Hollywood Brown. You mentioned did get hurt. Before he got hurt, he got 8.3. So maybe if he was in the whole game, he wouldn't be on this list.
But unfortunately, they don't give you points for injuries.
Exactly. Then this one isn't quite at the level I was mentioning, but CeeDee Lamb did put up only 10.2, and you would expect a lot more from him.
Oh yeah, I started him, and I was definitely expecting more than 10.2 this week.
Oh yeah.
But obviously, Cooper Rush did not come to play this week, which is why Dak's going to be back.
3 interceptions. Yeah, you got Dak back this week. Both got our QBs back.
Yep.
Let's see if we can
turn things around.
I mean, you guys are still 4-2 or 5-1.
4-2. Yeah.
And then we're 3-3 now, so we need to get going. Then we got running backs. So running backs, I had Aaron Jones, 5.9. Aaron Jones, well, Green Bay. The whole Green Bay.
Everything. Just not good.
Yeah, just not doing well. Then we got Raheem Mostert, 5.3. Did you have Mostert still?
I did.
But did you play him or you had him on your bench?
I believe I had him on my bench.
All right. So then we got James Robinson.
Oh no, I did play Mostert with his 5.3. I had a lot of guys did not do well this week.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so did I. I had more. Then we got James Robinson, 6.0. We got Nick Chubb with only 7.5.
That one shocked the heck out of me. I mean, Raheem, I played Raheem knowing that he's a boomer bust guy.
Yeah.
But Aaron Jones, Nick Chubb, James Robinson. I played James Robinson last week in DFS, thinking, oh, this is my safe card.
Right.
This is my guy that's guaranteed to get me 12
That's
points.
what you needed.
And everybody else on my team went off, except for him. I'm like, are you kidding? But
then Eno Benjamin, I picked him up this last week, and he only got me 8 points. So was expecting more from that, but those were the busts for the week. I didn't go through tight ends and kickers and defenses, but
yeah. Well, we did do the plays of the week for defense, which were very interesting because I'm gonna give you guys a second to think about this. How many of the top 5 defenses do you think were played this week in our league? 0. Why? Because was it the Bucks? No. Was it the Rams? No.
Was it the Chargers?
It was definitely not the Chargers. I played the Chargers.
The Chargers against the Broncos, you would have thought.
Right. And obviously the Cowboys are usually a top 5 defense, but they played the Eagles, so I wasn't expecting all that this week. But who were the top 5 defenses for the week? Because this was kind of.
Well, I'm gonna do you one better. I'm gonna give you the top 6.
Okay.
Also, all 6 were not played. You got Jets at 21 points from your defense. I think that outscores everyone on my team this week. Could have used them.
If that's the case, I'm going to take a quick look.
Then we had Seattle, 20 points on their defense. We got Arizona, 15 points on their defense. And we got the Pats had 14, Vikings also 14, and then the Commanders with 13 points.
I'm pretty sure that the Commanders outscored their quarterback from defense. And yes, the Jets and Seattle both outscored every player on your team. And they outscored everybody on my team except for Stephon Diggs.
Oh, yeah.
Not surprising with Stephon.
Yeah.
But outside of that, not great.
Yeah.
So now,
can I put a defense in a flex spot?
No, I wish. This weekend I definitely would have now, after looking back. Now, when you transition from the duds of the week to the legends of the week, we had some people that did okay. What I was expecting would have been higher.
Mm-hmm.
We had some people that did okay. You had Mariota, who I definitely didn't expect to be on the top 5. It wasn't a phenomenal week, but it was good enough.
Yeah, no, you did well.
You had Trevor Lawrence, who came out, which is funny because the stats weren't good, but his numbers were okay.
His numbers were good, but they still lost. But they're playing against the Colts, and they lost at the end there.
Right. Josh Allen, no surprise, number 3 again. Good week, not great, which we were expecting like a 50-point week from him playing against Kansas City.
More though.
Matt Ryan, this one I did call, I said Matt Ryan might have a game this week playing against the Jacksonville. They do well for some reason. I don't know why, but he does. And he did. He showed up. And then Burrow had his best week of the year, and I didn't even realize, looking back, Burrow's number 5 on the season. Before I saw that, I barely thought he was top 10.
No, I was looking at him the other day, and then after looking at him, I was like, he actually never had a bad week.
Right.
The team just did.
Yep.
So, but he did at least 15 every game, I think, but closer to 20 every game. I think he was averaging like 19-ish.
Okay, that's not
It's going to be bumped up with this game now.
Yeah.
But probably around a 21-point average game, which is good.
Not terrible at all. When you look at the running backs, CMC showed up again. Now the funny thing is they're shopping CMC. So if you're the CMC owner, where might he end up? And there's a few places such as Miami, unfortunately, that they've said he might go, but you don't know where he's going to end up. Eckler had a 19.3 week, good job.
Mm-hmm.
Brees Hall, he went 20.1. Kenyon Drake, who we talked about, 20.2, which I definitely did not expect much out of him.
I don't know if you saw, he had some good plays, like broke through people.
That's what it's so funny. He either is terrible or he looks amazing.
Yeah.
But we'll see if he can repeat 2 weeks in a row, because I think he's going to be the starting running back next week.
I think so too.
And then again, Deion Jackson, 23.1, but unfortunately he went out at the end of the game with a quad injury, so he's out. So you got CMC that could be traded, and you got Jackson, who's out and might not come back because of Jonathan Taylor. Right. So it's an interesting week when it comes to running backs. And then you look at the wide receivers. The wide receivers were the one segment this week that actually had some people go off. The running backs were okay. We had a few that kind of dropped off. Quarterbacks weren't great at all.
Yeah, no.
But
overall, not really.
Wide receivers, Michael Pittman, Pity City showed up.
Yep.
20.9. Brandon Ayuk, which I did not expect. And actually, I heard a story about a guy, he on his team, he tried getting rid of Brandon Ayuk. Tried trading him, tried multi-package deal, everything you think of this week to get rid of him. And then funny enough, nobody accepted. So he was stuck playing Brandon Ayuk in his flex. And then Ayuk had 24.3 points and 3 touchdowns.
So either he uses this opportunity to get rid of him now, not thinking he's going to do it again, or he keeps him.
I would get rid of him.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. Tyreek Hill, 24.7. Tyreek played a game. Stephon Diggs, this dude is just balling.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's on point right now, 26.8. I saw one of his plays. He you think about the video game where you hit the button and you truck stick somebody. He literally did that, and the person got up like pissed, and then they were like, "Okay," like damn, bro.
I mean, you gotta respect it sometimes.
And then Jamar Chase with 29.7. When he balls out.
Yeah,
like balls out. Now, when you look at what happened in our league, woo, it's getting interesting, Nate. Not for you, though.
No, not for me.
We are taking applications for a replacement for Nate because 1 and 4, 1 and 5. What do you know?
Don't even worry about
1
it.
and something.
Let's not look at that.
Is not looking great. 1 and 5. Oh, you're under Steiger now. Steiger, you're out of the basement. He's out of the basement.
Oh no! 5 points.
4.5 points.
Come on. All right, Steiger. Steiger, you're gonna have to come in.
We're gonna have Steiger in. He's no longer in the basement. We are working on Christina coming in. We are working on setting up a time with Will that does not conflict with schedules. But for the week, actually, let's just recap who won first. Looking at from the bottom, we had Belichick yourself versus Najee's in Paris. I thought Justine had this, and then on I think it was Monday, Najee pulled this one out and pulled off the win with who was? Oh, it was Melvin. No, it wasn't Melvin.
No, he was actually supposed to win. Like going into Monday, he was already ahead enough.
Oh, okay, I thought he.
But there was still a
It might have been
possibility.
going into Sunday night or something.
Maybe, but like he was ahead enough where like there was a possibility, but it was most likely going to be him.
Yeah, so 1 by 6.
But
Nice job, Najee.
Yeah, 6.7. Yeah.
6 point something, yeah. And then Tebow won over Steiger. Steiger, you did not have to give Tebow a birthday present, but Tebow, happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday, Tebow.
But 120.84.
I was rooting for you, Steiger, though.
I was too.
Even though that would have made you go farther ahead of me, but
120.84 over 116.64, close game. But Tebow pulled it out.
Mm-hmm. Then we got Team 3 tight ends versus Champ. This was the game of the week, and my brother showed up. Christina did not. Well, her team didn't show up because I know she was projected of a hell of a lot more than that.
Yeah.
So 161 to 111. So 50 point spread almost, just under.
Champ, it might be almost time to change that name. I'm just saying. I mean, I know you got Allen. I know you got Brees Hall. And Justin Jefferson, you got a good team. But you got some fixing to do here. Looking at that score. Great job, Will.
Oh, side note, I want to bring this up. In case you were wondering last week why we were praising my brother, apparently he thrives on us talking trash about him. So we wanted to see if we can talk very nice things. And it did not work. So we're going to not do it anymore.
No.
But he did message me angry that I talked so nice about him last week, which was hilarious.
It was not in unison, by the way.
Then we have the final matchup, which was Stacks against myself. And Stacks took a commanding win in that one. Which I owe him $1 for that. The third block.
We should have started the bets from the beginning of the year, guys.
I would have won earlier.
I would literally be able to buy, like, I don't know, a candy bar by the end of the year.
Maybe. Inflation's going up. Ridiculous.
Now, we look at the rest of what happened this week. You had Will, Team 3 tight ends, is the best team of the week, 161.14. Great job, Will. Not even picking on you this time. And then in the toilet bowl, worst team of the week, Nate the Great. That's funny, brothers on opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, I know. He's going to say something to me.
Oh, he should.
He's upset every time I don't represent for the family.
101.12 cents, almost a 60. That's actually a 60.02 point swing between him and you.
Yeah.
And he was giving you crap about 3 tight ends. Ain't that interesting? Now, looking at players of the week.
We got QB. We have Burrow, my brother Adam, 32.5 points. We got Ramondre Stevenson.
Do you remember when I said that I wanted Ramondre and you got Ramondre in the chat?
I remember. Pepper Farm remembers.
23.1
points. Killed it.
Jamar Chase with Prue, 29.7. Like I said, when Jamar shows up, he balls. He just on. Mark Andrews for Steiger, 21. Steiger, Andrews is showing up every single week pretty much now. That's shown out as one of your best picks, funny enough, even though for CMC, even over Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
And then kickers, you had Suck Up with Mike Tebow.
Then we got defense, we got the Rams with 11, which, like I said, is not one of the top 6. That wasn't even picked.
Which is funny.
It could have been one of the top. Yeah, it just would have been a month kicker.
Yeah.
But
and then you're looking at bench warmers of the week. Funny enough, Will with Trevor Lawrence, which I didn't look at his other quarterbacks.
His other quarterback was Rodgers.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, you should have played him.
Yeah. Could have potentially hit another, what would have been 10 points?
Spent about a 10-point swing, yeah.
No, more, I think. No, he got like 5 points, I think.
Did you put Rodgers down? Oh,
No,
we did not.
we didn't.
Oh, because he hasn't been playing well. We didn't put him down. So,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it would have been probably about a 10-point swing.
Yeah. But then we got Ezekiel Elliott with 15
Christina.
points.
Come on. I've been saying that Zeke is going to go off. If you don't want him, we'll talk.
Then we got JJ Smith-Schuster with 20.8 points. On the bench with Tebow. That's a lot of points on the bench right there. I know.
I can't say a lot against him for not playing Juju because Juju hasn't shown up all year. I'm surprised he's even still on his bench. But it's rough.
I mean,
that's a rough one.
I could use that. We can talk about that.
George.
Kittle,
Oh, yeah.
no, George Kittle, tight end. We got 12.3 points. And
Nobody cares about the kicker.
my brother had a kicker on the bench that got him 0. It was weird.
Interesting. Why you got a kicker on the bench? So,
And then one that apparently didn't even play.
Yeah.
Or something.
Most efficient manager. Here, Will, you could be proud of this one. Your brother got most efficient manager. 101 points scored though.
101.212 points out of a max of 101.12. It's 100% efficiency, all right?
Least efficient manager, Christina with 111.56. Max points 145.
Yeah.
She went against Najee, right?
She went. No, that was my brother.
Oh, she went against your brother. So she still won and won.
Yeah, no way.
But it obviously would have been a lot closer.
Yeah, of course. More respectable loss.
Much more respectable.
Then we got highest points in the loss. We got Justine against Prue, 127 to 133. That was the close one. Well,
Yep.
It wasn't the closest, but it was close.
Yep.
Then we got lowest points in the win. We got Tebow against Steiger. That was the close one. 4.2 points difference. That's a
We had
close
some
game.
close ones for a change. Then you had biggest blowout, as we're talking about close. Will over Christina, 161 to 111. And then narrow victory, which we just talked about. Tebow over Steiger, 120.84 over 116.64, so 4.2. And then
we got the overachiever, which is Will. He had 161 over his projection of 149. That's actually only 12 points. Does that mean most people didn't overachieve?
yeah, nobody did really.
Oh, damn. All right. Then we got underachiever, Christina, with her 111 over the projected of 152. So she was actually projected to win originally
Yeah,
by 3 points.
yeah. Her just whole team did not show
Yeah.
up. You're looking at team performance.
I mean, this whole week was people showing up that don't usually, and then the people that usually do did not.
Yeah, you had team performance. You had Will at a 161 out of a 182 max, 88. I had 137 out of 139, 98.6%. Najee's 133 out of 151, 88%. And we dropped down. Anybody else have high? Nate was
100%. Don't
was
give
a
me that.
101 out of 101.
Well, even Steiger
And
got
Steiger, yeah, I was just gonna
92.1.
jump back up to Steiger. Steiger had only maxed out at 126 if he did perfect. So it was a lower
Tebow,
score
he
week.
kept what he did, but Tebow was 85.6. He had most of his projection as well.
Yeah. So then standings. Woo! Should we start at the bottom or the top? We'll start at number 5. Number 5, Mike Tebow, sitting there at number 5 at 3-3. Belichick yourself, also at 3-3, but down just over 50 points in 6th. Steiger at 1-5, down about almost 100 points from Tebow, from Mr. Tebow. And then Nate the Great coming up last right now with 1-5 as well. 4 losing streak. You feel okay? You look like the Dolphins.
I know.
At 775.
I need my Tebow back.
So just
my
over,
Tua back. I mean,
just over 100 points down currently from Tebow.
then the top 4 we have Champ in 4th, dropped 2 slots this last week. Had to make space for Najee's in Paris in number 3, and then Stacks coming up in the 2nd place now. Diggs in the CD. So then we have number 1 still holding strong. Team 3 tight ends.
And just for clarity, because I know Najee wants to hear this, Najee and I are tied at 4-2, but looking at it, I'm up right now by about 40-ish, just over 40.
Yeah, no, sorry, 43.
Just over 40.
Now, Team 3 tight ends, though, from the next highest score, which is actually Champ, still up 79 points.
But Champ's down
Down
two
in
games.
record. But above you, he's still up 170, 150,
Yeah,
153 points.
yeah. That's quite a jump. So
Yeah.
either we need to get him on a losing streak,
Pretty much. You want to trade? Trade streaks.
or I need to start maxing out. Otherwise, I don't even have a chance of catching him right now because that's a lot of points made up.
Yeah. You'll have to see him in the playoffs.
We got what, 10 weeks?
Maybe.
We're in week 6 right now. So doing a quick look at the league, we go to where the playoffs brackets.
We didn't hear.
Looking at playoffs. You talking about playoffs? So week 16 is playoffs. So we're going into week 7. So we've got exactly 9 weeks until playoffs start. So in 9 weeks, I've got to make up 20. What's it? No, okay. I got to make up like 12 points a week. And Will's been the top scorer almost every week.
Yeah. Always over.
So that's going to be a little bit of a challenge. Guys, get your waiver claims in today. It's going to process tonight. It always processes.
At 3:05 it processes. 3 o'clock it stops you from making changes, because that's when I tried doing it last time.
So make sure you're getting those in early. Check it out today. There's a lot of going on this week. Robbie Anderson got traded. Kenny and Drake actually showed up. You had Latavius Murray get traded last week.
Still don't know if C-Mac will be traded before the end
Yeah,
of
we
the
don't
week.
know if CMC will be traded and where to. If he goes to the Dolphins, do you really want him?
Yes.
Um,
Coming to the Dolphins and Tua being back, I think we can make a big difference. Big shot, especially against Steelers this week.
With CMC, I do agree. I like Raheem. I like Edwards, but CMC is a different level.
Oh, of course. That'll add a whole nother element to our game.
Especially when you already got Hill and Waddle.
Yeah, but Waddle's out this week, but...
Oh, true. No, he's playing, remember?
That's right. He's playing through the shoulder. But he's not going to be probably as effective unless he just books it, doesn't even have any contact.
Doesn't get hit. He just runs out of bounds. Where's the out of bounds? But ladies and gents, Will, good job. It's starting to pain me to say this, to be honest, but good job. Prue, great job. Number 3 this week. It's getting interesting.
Yeah.
We got some teams at the top. We got 2 of you that are battling right now on the bottom, but there's still a chance to not end up there. And don't forget, guys, I'm looking at a trophy for the winner this year, so we can start a little bit more of a a culture as far as having that trophy, passing it around, but also debating on like doing something like the league and having something for last place.
Like, what was it, like a ball sack before?
I've seen a few different things. I've seen the golden balls. We'll just call it that.
I don't want those.
I've seen the toilet bowl. I've seen
bowl.
different things, so I think that would be interesting. But so don't forget, you also don't want to finish last. This isn't the NFL where you're just getting a better draft pick next year because the draft is the draft figures
It's
itself
random,
out.
yeah.
So there's not like, oh, I finished last, I'm getting the first draft pick. No, it doesn't happen that way. Somehow in my own league, I've never gotten the first draft pick, but for everybody else, you're fighting for it equally. So let's finish the season strong. I know there's a few people in here that I've been around long enough between sports and everything else that are definitely not fans of being last, that are not fans of being fifth and being out of the challenge. So there's still time.
Yeah.
If Will has one injury, that's a game changer for everybody. If even myself, you have
Barkley.
I'll say you have Barkley, or you have Joe Burrow go down for your brother. That's a game changer. You have obviously Ramondre came in and made a big difference. But what if Harris comes back and Kenneth Walker, who just got his first official start, goes off for 18?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he had every single player except for Aaron Rodgers go off this week. So are they going to stay like that, or what normally happens in the second half of the season? Some of the guys that started off hot slow down, and then some of the guys that started off slow speed up. So nobody's out of it. You guys are 4 games back with, like I said, 9 games left.
Yeah.
9 games is a long time to be able to make up ground, especially if you still have to play Will. Because you beat Will, that puts you back in the contention very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody's out. I like being up top right now, but honestly, I'm not even feeling safe at second. Nobody's out. Get your waiver claims in today. There's some decent pickups if you look through, and we're going to be back on Thursday, giving you guys our projections, giving you guys our picks on the week again, and also going through our projections.
Pickups of the week.
Pickups for the week, yep. But also our projections.
Oh, we over pickups of the week.
No, we've been going over who picked up who at the second part of the week.
No, but who picked up someone last week that went off this weekend?
Oh, you're right. No, we did. Oh, no, you're right. You're right. He is right, 100%. Can I scroll fast enough for that? You had last week. Well, you picked up Eno. Eno didn't do anything. Taysom.
How did Taysom do?
Taysom didn't. He did 4 points this week. Nothing great. Kenneth Walker for Will. Like I said, I knew he was a new recent pickup. He went off.
Chargers defense didn't do anything.
Chargers defense didn't do anything for me. Jacoby Brissett did terrible. Isaiah McKenzie, like I said, 2 points. Wasn't expecting a lot. I didn't even play Devin Duvernay. Jameis Winston ended up not playing. Graham Gano, David Njoku, actually for a tight end, that's not terrible.
I mean, I needed something.
Yeah, I mean, that's Andrew Prue picked up the Rams. You picked up the Ravens, but they didn't do it. 7's not great.
It's better than your pickup.
True. Hayden Hurst did terrible. Like I said, picking up Njoku, that wasn't a bad pickup for you. Steiger, 12.52, not a good one. Najee trying to trade. Najee's in Paris. How you going to trade your own name?
Which he ended up doing pretty well. Nothing crazy, but
now I'm feeling pretty good about picking up Brian Tannehill on bye because you need a quarterback, and I can't play Cooper Rush anymore. Tyler Boyd, 9, still nothing great. Prue actually picking up Darrell Henderson, although he's going into bye. That was a big pickup because they're trying to trade Cam Akers. Cam Akers is done with the Rams.
Right.
So if they give him the full workload, that could be easily a 12-point week every week, 12 to 15 points every week. Philip Lindsay, he's kind of screwed with the situation over there.
Mm-hmm.
I picked up Judy, hoping that with the week schedule coming up, they'll actually remember how to play ball. And then your brother, I don't know how somebody let him, he's on PUP. I was going to say Jamal Williams. But other than that, really we had one good pickup this week.
Pretty much, yeah.
Or 2, actually. Did somebody get Deion Jackson, or did we leave him on the bench all week? I picked up Deion, right?
Oh.
Who picked up Deion? Did anybody pick up Deion Jackson? No. Nobody had Deion Jackson.
He's still out.
No, he's out now. He had 23 points last week.
Oh, yeah.
That's the guy that I was telling you I was trying to pick up, and I couldn't fit him in because of the maximum amount of running backs because I had people on bye.
I should have picked him up then.
You should have.
I don't remember you mentioning it, the name.
Guys, we'll end out with that. Excited. We'll be back on Thursday, like I said, to go over what we're projecting for this week.
Upcoming
See
week,
who
week
actually
7.
remembered waiver wire after I've said it like 7 times.
I will remember it this time.
And do a projection on what we're thinking is going to happen for the league itself come this week, because we got some big week 7 matchups here that could be a big difference maker for where standings are looking next week.
Right.
So with that said, we will see you guys on Thursday. Have a great one, and may the odds be ever in your favor.